What's up, everybody? This is Eric from Eats Computer Solutions, and welcome to another episode of Wide Wednesday. I got the VIPs in the building with a special guest. Got a special guest in the building. And before I even do this, it's always happened to me, y'all. I got my other screen that's always doing this. All right, let me get back into it because it happens to me every week. I got my man Juan Bagnell in the building. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. Yes, sir.
Hey,
yes,
what's
sir.
up? I really wanted to just like, hello, I am happy to be here for your podcast and or broadcast and bring to this conversation.
Yes.
No, I won't do that to you. I promise. I'll be more interested in that.
And as y'all know, Juan has been on my live stream before. We had a very good, interesting conversation. I mean, man, he brings so much knowledge, and that's what I love about when we bring in some guests. And Juan, I tell you, we got to have the discussion. But let me introduce the other ladies in the building. We got the ladies in the building. Yes, Catwoman, meow.
Hey, everyone.
Yes, and we got Kimmy in the building. Hello.
Hello. I'll try to behave.
Well, you don't have to behave. I give you permission to do whatever you want to do. You don't have to behave.
Best boss ever.
And I got Ashley Morgan in the building.
Hey, what's up, you guys?
Yes. So as you can tell, she don't have the wine glass tonight because she's doing something special.
Coffee. Not this much though. I don't drink this much coffee. I don't want to die.
And no, not Kimmy. Kimmy going hard tonight.
I started at 6.
Well.
She's just like not even making eye contact.
Hey, look, she got a shot glass. Oh my God! So
she got priorities, is what she's got.
All right, so let's get into some of the hot topics of the week. Everybody been getting their Galaxy S10s in the mail. I mean, everybody been flourishing. I've been seeing a lot of unboxings in the last couple of days. Last 24 hours, 48 hours has been busy. Samsung is making money, man. You know why? Because we're giving them a lot of advertisement right now. But the Galaxy S10 has been a fan favorite. Everybody been talking good about it. I've been making videos about it. I've been 2 weeks now. I've been making videos about it. And man, Warren, what are your thoughts about the Galaxy S10? It's a win or bust?
Oh, well, I mean, like from a business perspective, it's a win, obviously. But it's so funny that you sort of prefaced that the top of the show. I was sort of agonizing about what phone to spend some time with, and we're going to be talking about my little Nokia over here too. Woo! But I'm passing on the Galaxy S10 for now. I'm sitting this one out. I know that for this month, it's taken me a while to get through a couple other phones, and then I'll probably be in deep on some LGs, and I want to swing back and cover some low-end Motorola's. And it's so funny that you said it that way, because I kind of felt like, you know what? Samsung doesn't need me to deliver the same spec list. And, well, it's a good phone. If you like Samsung, you should buy it. I mean, like, I kind of feel like they don't need me as part of that conversation right now.
And you know what? I'm going to tell you what, the Samsung fans is on deck. Because I tell you, I dropped the video last week, and oh my God, it's like, it's been good. Hey, listen, I do appreciate the views. Thank you very much. But it's been a hot topic because Samsung. And look, here's the thing. I look at the Galaxy S10, right, and I'm thinking to myself, what's the hype and what's the fanfare? I mean, 855, 6 gigs, 8 gigs of RAM. I mean, you got glass on glass. You got 2 cameras in the front, 3 cameras in the back, Android Pie, One UI. I talked a little bit about One UI, a little cartoonish. I'm not digging it. I got to put an overlaunch on it. And so I've been using it. And the one question that always comes to me is, what is it about the Galaxy S9, Galaxy S10? I'm sorry, Galaxy S10 is just blowing me away, like that everybody's so hyped about. I mean,
well, I wanted to ask everybody here. This is the question that I've been really struggling with. So when Apple hit their 10-year anniversary, we saw like a tremendously different form factor, screen, display. Do we think that Samsung has lived up to this notion of 10 years in the industry, 10 years of building a Galaxy community? I honestly have to say I feel like the big celebration of Samsung hardware was coming out with the folding phone, not looking at what they could do to deliver something fresh for their core smartphone demographic users. I love and I appreciate that they're giving us a lower cost option with the S10e. I'm actually more excited about that phone than I am the mainline S10 and S10 Plus.
Right. And I agree with you. Ladies, you can chime in on this also, as I've been using the phones off and on for 2 weeks now. And I'm saying to myself, I mean, the cameras is okay. Listen, I'm kind of disappointed at the cameras a little bit. I talked about this in my other stream. If the Pro mode is gone, I mean, that's a big thing. That means that right now, the Galaxy cameras is not my first preference anymore. I can't use Pro mode. That is, to me, that's almost a buzzkill. That's like when you're smoking a joint and all of a sudden somebody say, hey, you know, pass it to me.
That is the definition of a buzzkill. I mean, I think we know what you meant.
I mean, that's a buzzkill. And a lot of people might say, well, easy. I'm an average consumer. I just point and shoot. And I think that's what Samsung going at with this. It's a point and shoot. And they took away Pro mode. And to me, my God, I mean, Apple don't have a Pro mode. And now Samsung don't have a Pro mode. The Pixel don't have a Pro mode. Holy crap. Where are we going at with this? I mean, we got Sony and LG that keeps their Pro mode. I mean, Pro mode is important, especially because one thing I can't stand when I'm doing video is focus hunting. Oh my God, when you're trying to focus on something, that some bitch going backwards and forward like that kills me.
Yeah, I just think people are excited because it's new. Not gonna lie. Yeah. I'm on sour grape mode because I'm not getting the S10. I did go to Costco and I had one in my hand, and then I, touched the little front-facing camera because people were saying that it protruded out and it didn't. I was like, and then just walked away.
Yeah.
But
I was agonizing. I kept putting an S10 in a shopping basket and taking it out and putting it in and taking it out. And if I'm agonizing this much over the decision, then that's probably my answer.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Note.
I don't know. The icons is so bad.
Ugly.
Oh.
I changed that as soon as I got it. I did not like the icons.
Shout out to Eric with his clear phone.
Yeah, green screen, folks. That's when you got that green screen effect. I got a green wallpaper, so you got that green screen effect going on.
What's wrong with the icons? What's so ugly about them?
You team Apple, so you would know.
Excuse me.
Like the shade.
No. What happened? They changed all the icons. Like the camera used to be blue, now it's red. They give it some bright, vivid colors. Which, listen, a lot of people might say, "Hey, it's easy. You got to take some change. You got to do this here." I'm just thinking, I don't know, man.
It reminds me of gallery pizza.
Look how ugly gallery icon is.
Yeah, it's just like there's
Question,
the icon.
though.
Yeah.
Can you theme it like before?
Yeah. I changed it. Yeah, I changed my icon right away.
Yeah, you could theme it. You could put launchers on it, But
themes.
Yeah.
I hate themes. Can't see it.
But I mean, for overall, I mean, the phone runs great. The camera's okay. I mean, the 855, 8 gigs of RAM. I mean, the performance. And look, here's the thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. We haven't had lagginess on Samsung devices in a while, right? I mean, since the Galaxy S9. Now, a lot of people said that the S8 had some lagginess with it, but the Galaxy S9 and the Note 9 has been a pretty good experience.
Well, I mean, they're still newish phones, though. I mean, the Note 9 is still a current phone. However these things age, I think there's still a fair criticism to be levied at Samsung for being a little slower on updates, software support. They're good on like security patches, especially if you've got unlocked phones. They're pretty good. But this is also like, we're talking about a phone I think it's a difficult conversation, man. We're saying covering the basics, getting rid of things like the Pro mode, getting rid of manual camera options, But do you need to spend $1,000 to cover the basics? And covering the basics, knowing that you're going to be last in line for an operating system update when Google finally pushes that out too. That to me is such a confused conversation right now. If you're just all about green box mode, full auto camera, you know, $400, $500 gets you something that's pretty similar. That's pretty close. So that's where I'm still like, I don't know what this flavor of Samsung really brings for the S10 supposedly being special, a 10th anniversary edition, 3 models of phone now that they have to support when they have a hard enough time supporting 2 models of phone, a folding phone, a 5G phone. I think they're spreading themselves out too thin this year.
I agree with you. And you know what's going to happen? I talk about this in all my streams. Android Q coming out in September. You can forget about it when it comes down to Samsung phones. You can forget about it. You listen.
The real test is the S10e. Are they going to punish the people who bought the cheaper phone?
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
I was making that the title of a clickbaity article. Yes, the answer is of course.
I don't think so. I don't think so, because if they're smart, they won't do that. Because they're competing.
They're not.
They're competing with the 10R.
No, but it's not a direct competition. The thing is, it's like if they're smart for a community standpoint, you get on that update. If they're smart from a business standpoint, you wait until the new phone is out, which already has the new software, and then that'll encourage people to flip their phone faster because they'll get tired of waiting, but they still want to be Team Samsung. And then after you get the initial sales of the new phone, then you go back to the old phone and start pushing out some software updates. And to me, that's always been their sort of business MO.
Yeah. So here's a bigger question. If the Galaxy S10 it didn't hit the above $1,000 price point, right? The ceramic 512 is what, $1,400? What about the Galaxy Note 10? Oh my God. Like I've been hearing some rumors, and I'm quite sure we all been hearing rumors about the Galaxy Note 10. You know, I've been hearing 4K display. I'm hearing 5G support is mandatory. I'm hearing 256 starting point. I'm hearing, you know, the same 6 cameras, you know, with the peephole design.
Get your wallet ready.
6.7-inch display. I've been hearing. Oh my God, what is the price of that thing?
Well, I'm assuming they'll take the S10 5G and throw an S Pen on it, and $1,500 will probably be the ballpark.
They need to give us the SD card though. Don't be jipping us on the SD card though. I'm watching you, Samsung.
Yeah, Samsung go take it. Say, you know what? You don't need that. We ain't pulling in our Galaxy Fold. They ain't giving you. Listen, they gonna give you 512. Google Gaga. They don't put no
or they can pull a Huawei and give you a new kind of nano thingy.
Oh,
I mean, Samsung makes a grip of flash memory. This is one of those up in the air situations. I don't think they'll get rid of SD card slots just because they also sell a ton of flash memory and a ton of storage, or they use it as a bundle. You know, like that's another like value add that they can tack on to the phone too. But that's actually a good point. I hadn't thought, like, Samsung has enough of their own ecosystem. Would they try to make something proprietary just for their own phones?
Well, another question is, okay, so we know that the Galaxy Note will be, you know, close to $1,500. Because, I mean, look at the Galaxy Fold. I mean, the phone coming out doesn't have SD card support, doesn't have pen support. It's plastic display, you know, $1,980 before tax. By the time you add tax,
it's only going to be 4G at launch, too.
Yes, 4G. They got a 5G model that's going to be probably about $2,500. So, oh my God, like, it's insane when you think about it.
Sean Vega Velez says the Note 10 is going to cost $2,000, a kidney, your gold grill, and your firstborn kid.
But I don't know that one. But here's the thing: they can't go higher than the Galaxy Fold, because that's a $2,000 phone right there. So every year, the $2,000 phone will be the Galaxy Fold. So the Galaxy Note got to be a little tab under that, just because of that. Just because you can't price the Galaxy Note 10 at $2,000. It has to be about.
I think you could. I think you could make the Galaxy Note 5G in the same ballpark as the Galaxy Fold 4G, and then we find another. I mean, they can always go higher. They can always ask for more money. And now a Galaxy Fold 5G is going to be what? Huawei pricing, $2,300, $2,400, somewhere in there. I mean, you can always go up, but that's why so many of us are getting so cranky. It's like, do I want to buy a Razer Blade 15-inch gaming laptop, or do I want to buy a bendy phone?
Well, here's another question, Juan. I get this in the comments all the time. You have to pay to play. If you want to be representing the big dogs, then you have to pay to play. You hear that? I know you get the comment all the time, right?
Yeah, I just like whenever I see someone who doesn't speak broke, I just want to shake the crap out of them.
They got money, right? Easy. I got money. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get my $2,000 is going toward. You got to pay to play. I don't know who come up with that theory, that synopsis or whatever they came out with, but that don't fly anymore. Not in 2019. This crap about you got to pay to play. They got too many good phones out there.
Too many good phones, and then too many problems with support, long-term use, repairability, and we're all the resources in our family and friends, right? You know, like. I'm the one that's going to really help make the next purchasing decision for my grandmother, you know? So that's a non-starter, which is frustrating because that's like a known brand. So like that would have been something that might have been a good solution for her. But now we're dealing with pricing and with repairability and with longevity that I just don't trust for someone who's going to be putting a lot of faith into my recommendation.
Yeah. And one question we got here from Sin City is why people keep comparing the Galaxy S10e to the iPhone XR. And the reason why you start to see a lot of YouTubers do that. Listen, I don't never compare iOS and Android. I don't never do that on this channel. I just think that sometimes only thing I would compare with iOS and Android is cameras. But you do see a lot of people comparing the iPhone XR and the iPhone XE, and the reason why is because of price. It's all about the price. You got two comparable devices that's in the same price range, and so when you see that, you're going to see a lot of YouTubers make videos about what's the difference between the XR and stuff like that. I think it's
the Samsung Apple perpetual battle, and they both companies deigned to make cheap phones, so that's now where we're looking to focus, because I mean, so there used to be a mainstream smartphone from Apple around the $600 to $700 price point, and a mainstream phone option from Samsung around the $600 to $700 price point. And then both Samsung and Apple went, nah, $1,000. And then walk back and give us something again closer to that $700 price point. Yeah. But they're jumping into a tier where there are remarkably good phones in the $500 to $700 price point.
Yeah.
So again, it's mostly the brand battle. You need to have the brand battle because that's your SEO. You know, right. I've been putting out videos on the Razer phone. No one's searching for the Razer phone. So that phone's irrelevant. But at $500, the Razer Phone 2 stomps the crap out of almost everything else on the market today.
Ooh. Well, like Dexter Cumberbatch just said, battle of the peasant phones.
Yeah.
Right? Because now it's like they're walking down from on high to do us a favor to part us with our money.
Like you could pay $1,000 or you could pay $750.
But at the end of the day, I believe we're about to get on this subject for a second. The $550 price range, and we start to see something happening here. OnePlus, Nokia, and all these other phones start to hit the $550 price point.
Nokia.
And
I've never been able to. Nokia.
Yeah, Nokia. Now let's talk about this Nokia 9 Pureview. Everybody be waiting on this phone, and all of a sudden, Nokia didn't put it in Best Buy. They didn't. But hey, listen, this been crazy. Look at that phone. Oh my God! So let's talk about it. You got like 20 cameras on the back of that thing.
It freaks it freaks people out when you show people the back of this phone.
Google only putting one camera on the back of this thing. If they all hailing Google camera as being the best camera on the planet, what makes Nokia a good phone?
Well, so here's the thing. I'm gonna have to preface everything. I mean, this is like a major spoiler from my upcoming videos on the Nokia 9. The Nokia 9 should not be considered a real mainstream offering. Even the way that Nokia is positioning this is a limited edition preview of things to come. It's more, I think, a gadget for brand enthusiasts like me. Where even before Nokia went off with Windows Phone, I was doing like influencer events for like the C7 and some of the old Symbian devices from way back in the day. I've been a long time fan of Nokia and Nokia cameras because they've always been ahead of the curve. I pulled out I've got it right over here. I've got like my 930, and the 930, which is years old now, still has camera and microphones that compete against phones.
Yes.
I love this thing. This thing was awesome. Yeah. OLED screen, 4K video capture, directional microphones, high quality audio, and not for its time, stuff that still hangs today. So when we get to the Nokia 9, it's like I really feel like everything needs to be filtered through that. What we're hoping to see is some of this tech make it into a Nokia 8.3 or a Nokia 7 or something like that. So there's a lot going on with this. I think if we were looking at this as a true mainstream product offering, that maybe they've bitten off more than they can chew. But what they've decided to focus on has been wildly successful for me so far. So the whole idea is that there's a new type of combination image processing and depth scanning. So this is a lot like what you would see on an older Huawei, where they had a monochrome sensor and a color sensor. There's a lot of validity to this photography setup. You take images from both, you mash that data together, and you have a light and clarity advantage. Here, we've got 3 monochrome sensors, 2 color sensors, all working together. So low light photography is pretty good. Daylight photography is excellent, and everything has this crazy, it's not HDR, but it is a huge dynamic range for every shot that you take. And then you can activate this depth sensor, this sort of the dark circle. Every single image you take in auto mode, manual mode, and in their bokeh mode will track that depth info. So if you turn it on, you have raw capture and depth mapping for every single image you take. And then you can go back in post and manipulate the image, add extra background blur, do the, like you can on a Pixel, you can do the like color pop or change all of like the color settings and everything else too. So there are a couple things missing. Like they don't have a manual mode for video. Your focus hunting, when you're shooting video, that's going to bug the crap out of you when you're shooting video on this. But again, it's like they're going premium budget, because it's supposed to retail at $700. It's on sale right now for $600.
Right.
But at that premium budget, they're making odd choices on some of the software, but then they've got hardware, which is just crazy. The front-facing camera shoots 4K video in HDR.
Wow.
So when you're doing your front-facing camera streams, I mean, like the video off of this thing is incredible. It looks better than some of the video streams I've done off of rear cameras on phones. They don't have a built-in headphone jack, but the audio processing hardware built into this phone is really good. I mean, so I have to deal with a little dongle, but it's a really high quality audio output with a decent DAC and amp. I mean, like, it's just weird decisions. Like, that's an odd decision. You get rid of the actual hole, right? But then you still put in great hardware to process that audio signal. I mean, like, there's so many funky things about this phone. And that's what's been so exciting, is that it's not just like another cookie cutter copy paste. We're going to try and be like an iPhone. We're going to try and be like a Samsung. Every single little piece of this phone requires that one little, I mean, it's really good, but it's also really different. And it's not like something you can just easily compare it to. So I have to explain this, but then that takes me down like a 15-minute, like philosophy of design. And then I can come back and tell you, that's why I like this phone. That's why I'm loving this phone. But it's not just a simple like, hey, should your sister-in-law buy one? Like, probably no, probably not. but like, this is why I'm really enjoying this phone. And again, just getting back to that depth mapping. So many phones are going to be coming out with secondary sensors and 3D sensors and time of flight sensors. Depth mapping is no joke. I mean, if you check out my Twitter feed or my Instagram, when you take a photo with the Nokia 9, it's tracking the distance between the phone and your subject and then the surrounding area. So when you hit the depth slider, every other software bokeh mode looks like garbage now. Wow. So when you hit that depth slider, it actually changes the amount of blur based on the depth, the distance between you and your subject. So like I've got flower photos. There's a flower, and then right behind it, there are other branches. And then way behind that is like a building or a car. There is a different amount of depth put on the building than there is on the branches right behind the flower. And then the flower is just beautifully cut out. So it looks so much more natural. It looks like real depth of field focus fall off from a lens. I mean, it's still obviously software. I mean, you'd still see the difference if you put that up against a real nice camera, but like this is
that's very thoughtful,
huge
though.
Evolutionary step.
Right.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said that's very thoughtful. It's not like they're like, oh, you're gonna do bokeh. Like they actually thought about it and put some meaning into it.
Because real bokeh is distance, like you have a real camera. Anything that's closer to your point of focus is going to be more in focus, and anything further away is going to be less in focus. And like it's not seamless. There are still times, especially if like really spiky elements, like I had flower with thorns, a rose with thorns. The thorns got blurred out, and you're like, okay, that's kind of a bummer. But it's so much better than anything that like Google or Apple or Samsung have done to date.
That's why bokeh doesn't work when you're standing right up against a wall, because there needs to be depth behind you.
Actually, I mean, if you guys give me a second, I'll try and pull it up and see if I can do a screen share. But I did on my Patreon, I did my first 2 photos. So I did the Google Pixel, like half of a wall behind me, and then like my kitchen way off in the distance. And like the Nokia got it right. Like you can still see the texture of the wall. Yeah. It's not just, hey, we'll just blur everything behind you.
And one of the things that I noticed when you posted your picture on Twitter is that, God damn, that flower looked really good. And that was like, even though it got redone when you posted it on Twitter, because Twitter kind of take the
oh no, because that was also probably twofold, because I just sort of vomit everything. So like if I post something to Instagram, it goes like to Facebook and Twitter and to everywhere else. So that's like 2 generations bad, and it still looks pretty good.
And you're right. I would tell you, like I said, they doing the compression and everything on Twitter and stuff like that. But looking at that photo, I was like, gee whiz. Now there you go, Sony high-end DSLR cameras or your high-end DSLR cameras. I'm gonna tell you what, that photo looked really good, and that's one of the reasons why I want to pick that phone up, is because of that. But I mean, do you think that maybe Nokia would put in a pro mode for software updates, or you think they're focusing purely on photography?
So it's because I mean it has a pro mode. It's weird though. So the pro mode has shutter speed, ISO, white balance controls, and you also have exposure controls. So you can make a scene brighter or darker through just like a manual exposure slider, but they don't have manual focus. So I mean, it's weird things that like so much consideration over here, but the whole point of the phone is this depth, super high dynamic range style of photography, but then something else is omitted. So I mean, like I threw on Open Camera and Pro Camera and a couple other third-party camera apps, and then you can get a raw file out of one of those and get manual focus back. So it's not like the hardware is incapable of it. It's just I don't know what to predict on this. I really don't know what kind of support or what kind of solutions that they're going to be looking at, what features they might add to this. There's just so much going on with it already. I like, again, it's hard to sum up in just an easy, like, oh yeah, no, I think they'll totally add that. Like, maybe they won't. I don't know.
So is the focus pretty good? That's the whole thing. Like, okay, so they took away manual focus. So is the focus really good? Because I've made a lot of videos, and even with Samsung phones, some of the older generation, like the S8, the S7, Note 8, and stuff like that, had problem with focusing. I mean, it was just bad. And if it focused, it really like took a long time to focus on the subject. Now, as far as focusing, even if they took away the focusing, how is the focusing with it? If you got like real close to try to take a real good macro video,
minimum focusing distance is around, it's just over 2 inches. So it's not one of the closest performers for a macro. But again, one of these advantages of going multiple sensor is being able to sort of software crop and punch in.
Okay. Yeah.
So I like software zoom at 2x better than most zoom sensors. I think most zoom sensors are kind of garbage.
Right.
So when you hit that, you've got 5 sensors working together and really fancy software algorithms to pull all that data and give you a pretty decent 2 to 4x zoom. So those images have actually looked really good. I mean, I just posted one before jumping on the show. So if you go to my Instagram, there are flowers with like water drops on them and stuff. That's with software zoom.
Okay.
And like, I think it looks fine. It looks better than, I mean, it looks about as good or better than most smartphone zoom images are going to look. So, I mean, like the autofocus performance is, I would say it's par. I mean, it's not the fastest snap and lock right now. I would say that's going to the View 20. The PDAF on the View 20 is just deliciously slick when it snaps onto your subject, and it's really clean. I almost couldn't see the focus action when I was shooting video. It racks so smooth.
Wow.
It's really, really sharp.
Well, LG really good for that too. Now, if you tap on the subject with the V40, you got that. Even with the G7, I noticed if you tap on the subject, it will follow the subject and keep that in focus.
It does a lot better. It does a lot better. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the thing is, I mean, I'm getting super granular and really nitpicky here. LG still has that. We're going to kind of wobble past and then lock.
Yeah.
You know, that little pulse through, which kind of is like a dead giveaway that something happened, right? It's just that little bit of a visual shock that kind of, alerts the eye and distracts you away from what it was that you were actually looking at. So far, the View 20 of the more recent phones coming out has been one of the most seamless focusing solutions that I've ever seen. And when I see
United States.
But that's part of the problem, right?
In the United States.
Oh, you just import it, and you don't get warranty or anything. That would be silly. But that's what I'm hoping is we're going to see a bunch of competitors start to use that hardware. That sensor is going to become more popular. That crazy 48 megapixel image sensor. And then, like if that goes to an Oppo, it'll probably show up on a OnePlus. I mean, that's the arms race that I want to see. Now that I see that on a View, and I see that on a View 20 at around 600 euro.
Yeah,
I'd much rather take that phone out with me for shooting stills than Samsung or Apple. And it costs, 2/3 the price.
But isn't Samsung going backwards though when it comes down to cameras? I mean, everybody else going to put more cameras, doing more software. You got the Nokia coming out with the Nokia 9, and then all of a sudden Samsung take away Pro mode.
Well, I see Samsung has always done this follow a trend thing, and it sometimes works, and sometimes they define the trend, and sometimes it blows up in their face. Like when they got rid of SD card and water resistance on the Galaxy S6, I think that was a clear response towards, people didn't like the direction our phones were going with the Note 4 and the Galaxy S5. So let's do, glass on glass sandwich and we'll seal it all up. And then people backlashed on that. So they brought those features back to the S7. I think what they're looking at is, well, people seem to really appreciate this, like this pixel automated, we'll do all the thinking for you kind of approach. So why don't we follow that trend? And I hope it blows up in their face. I hope they face enough of a backlash from the community of people that actually use their phones for stuff, that it doesn't just color the whole lowest common denominator, knuckle dragging, mouth breathing, average user that we talk about, who really doesn't exist. That consumer doesn't exist, but tech reviewers love to pretend like that's who we're making these phones for. Like, no, that's
let me
not
ask
real.
this question, because I want to get your expert opinion on this, because I've been
expert. Okay,
I've been getting slammed in the comments. I have the Google Pixel 3 and the Google Pixel 3 XL. I've done maybe 100 videos of them already with the cameras. People been arguing me down about 1080p, 60 frames per second, and 4K 60 frames per second. They claiming that Google will automatically change the FPS as you film it. Now, when I put it on my Adobe Premiere Pro, it's telling me that it's 30 frames per second on Adobe Premiere Pro. But people slam me in the comments, talk about, you don't know what you're talking about. It's got variable FPS, a variable. Have you ever heard a variable FPS going from 30 to 60, 30 to 60 as you filming?
So variable frames per second used to be a big problem with phones, but it's more about light acquisition. So you would have a phone that would shoot 30 frames per second in daylight, but then would drop to like 15 frames per second in low light, so that it could keep each frame open longer, each shutter, your shutter speed open longer. And that was terrible. I've seen no evidence that this is Google's solution. And if that's their claim, that's like the worst possible way to do this. It's like the bad way to do this is because why would you want bursts of action in your video suddenly looking different, or suddenly looking smoother, or ratcheting through? That to me would drive me crazy, especially if it's something that I couldn't count on. I'm already, frustrated enough with the Pixel completely removing me from the photography conversation on the photos that I want to take, that then if they did the same thing in video, that would make me really sad. I think the easiest way to do this would be to try and take a handful of those videos that you shot, run them through VLC, and you can do codec analysis in real time, and it will tell you the real time, because there is a little bit of drift. Like on an LG V50 at 60 frames per second, occasionally it will dip to like 55. You have this because of the way that it has to manage the clock, the timing, and the syncing, keeping your audio in sync with the video. There will be times where it dips, which is frustrating too. You drop that in a video timeline and it can kind of screw up a video timeline, especially if you're recording audio off of another device. I digress. But VLC will tell you if that's happening. Again, Adobe Premiere is a great tool for kind of getting the average frame rate, what it reports to the video player. But in real time, that would make me very sad if they were messing around instead of just giving me the option, because we know the hardware is powerful enough. Push button, get 60 FPS seems really easy to me.
Yeah, I tell you what, Catwoman, we actually posted an article. I don't know if it was a Verge article or it was an article we posted a few months ago.
XDA.
It was XDA developer posted an article saying that it was a variable FPS on the Google Pixel. Now, I've been having a Google Pixel for a long time, and I've been filming with it. Comparison videos, and I say it in my videos all the time. The phone doesn't have 60 frames per second in no mode, and people come in the comments and just slam me, talk about, you don't know what you're talking about. The phone got 60 frames per second. You're crazy.
The easiest thing to say is, if I can activate it, then it has it.
You can't.
There's no button for it, then it doesn't have it.
It's no button for it at all. I mean, zero. When you look at it, when you film it daytime, nighttime, it doesn't matter. It says 30 frames per second.
So I did find the photos. I couldn't get Patreon to show on YouTube. Just Hangouts is such a pain in the ass. But if I go into a screen share here, and hopefully this doesn't bork the whole thing. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's using the Google camera. That's a Pixel. and you can see the wall behind me is super blurry, but everything's kind of the same blurry. And then if I've got to click over here. That's what it looks like from the Nokia.
Okay.
So you can see that you can still see the texture of the wall behind. You can still see the push pin in the wall behind me. But then there's a lot more blur applied to what's going on in the kitchen. That looks
at the top too.
so much more realistic.
A lot more realistic. Wow.
So their hypothesis is correct. This experiment is awesome. But the experiment is driving the whole production of this phone. So it's going to be a really difficult phone to just sum up.
You know, the Pixel is giving me YouTube thumbnail vibes.
No, totally. That's what it's doing. It just cut me out and then blurred everything behind me versus actually looking at the different layers.
That looks like actual lens
behind me.
DSLR lens. Yeah.
Also,
but you know what? I just want to say real quick. I just feel like the Nokia looks better for a thumbnail.
Oh, well, I think it's a better image for me because also, like, I'm pale skin, but I'm not that pale skin. There's a whole headline waiting to be like Google whitewashing Latinos. Like,
yeah, that's a way better that is a good quality picture. So okay,
it's dim indoor lighting. I mean, like, again, anyone who's worried about image stabilization, because you can't really do IS on 5 cameras and have them all synced perfectly. Like, that just can't happen.
So I actually have an off-topic suggestion for you, Juan.
Do it.
I would like on Halloween that you take that phone and you add some bendy straws around it or pipe cleaners and turn it into a spider.
Yes. I've seen so many people that are like, I would love that phone, but it's wigging me out. It's totally getting my arachnophobia. And you're like, I get it.
I would love to see something like that.
Especially like I'll put this case on it, and it actually makes it look even more gruesome.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's a case. And that was my second question. I wanted to see a case for it. Oh my god! It comes with a case, or you have to buy it?
No. This was. I mean, this is such a cheap case. This was like $7
and it
on
aligns
Amazon
correctly.
Oh, it's so gross. I just needed something to take it outside. But it does actually line up, and it makes it look even worse.
It's like your phone has a disease.
Coming up.
What kind of case can you buy it for that phone? I mean, it's going to have all the multiple holes in it. So I mean,
So there's a Finnish company, Last Sue, that someone just hipped me to, and so they have it's a rubber bumper guard with real wood back panels, and that actually looks pretty clean. So I'm gonna try and get one of those, but they only import, so it's gonna take a while before I can get one sent over here.
Wow,
the holiest phone of them all.
But yeah, it is everything about this phone is funky. Like nothing about this phone is.
If only they had the headphone jack. Then it would have deserved the trophy.
I mean, like, I'm telling you though, like it's been refreshing in the most frustrating way possible that it doesn't have a headphone jack, but the numbers are really close to last year's OnePlus performance. This year's OnePlus phones took a small step down in audio quality. The OnePlus 5T is a high watermark. Like there's LG phones at the top, then OnePlus used to be that like crazy awesome audiophile budget solution, and then there was Samsung, and now OnePlus is hovering a little bit or more closer to that Samsung tier. The Nokia actually gets us closer to some of that older OnePlus style performance, but you have to deal with a ridiculously dumb dongle to get it. It's just so weird. Everything is so weird about this phone.
Yay for dongles.
Boo.
Boo, boo.
Juan dropped the first dongle this week, so
kind of live my life through them. So unfortunately,
I actually have a question about one of the cases that you show off. Well, it's not a case. Let me share my screen.
Oh, this guy.
That looks really cool. It looks like an old school camera.
Yeah, no, the Adonit. So I got the first generation Adonit, which was just the grip, and they have these removable shutter buttons. So you pair it over Bluetooth, and then you can use it as a remote shutter, kind of like a Note style, right? When you take out the S Pen. This new one has a 3,000 milliamp hour battery and Qi wireless charging coils.
Mm.
So wait, that charges wirelessly?
So yeah, as long as your phone can line up. The funky one was I have to push the Razer phone like out to a bit of an edge that it makes me uncomfortable to have it just clipped on a little spring-loaded clamp. But most phones fit this really well. I mean, like,
wait, does the Nokia have wireless charging?
Oh yeah, it does.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's good times. But I mean, like, you know, pop it onto an iPhone or any other phone, and you don't have to worry about having the right cable or connector or anything.
So, Catwoman,
should take notes. Yeah, go ahead.
Remember that phone you were talking about last week that everybody was like, would you take the Nokia over that?
I want it still.
Would you take the Nokia over that phone, though?
No. I would take the other one with the keyboard.
No.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
no, what phone?
I told last week we was talking about the phone with the keyboard. Michael Fisher made a video about the phone with the slider keyboard, right? And Catwoman.
Oh, was that the FX or something?
Yeah, one. It has like a parentheses. Hold on, let me find it.
Yeah, so we was talking about that phone last week, and it has a keyboard, the old school keyboard like the Tilt. And it was the HTC Tilt, I believe. It had the same keyboard. And Catwoman was going really crazy about that phone, said that, because I watched a Michael Fisher video about it. I'm like, wow, that's what I'm talking about. Because, I mean, it was pretty big to have a full 4-row keyboard on it.
5 rows. 5 rows.
5 rows.
Dedicated number row.
A dedicated number row. 5 rows on it. But you got to understand, Michael Fisher is a Blackberry fan. So he love his Key 2. His Key 1, Key 2. He talk about it.
My Key 2 is always within arm's reach. I still love this phone.
This is what it looks like.
Womp womp.
I love it. And I don't need to worry about getting a kickstand because I could watch videos on there. We just got to pull out the keyboard.
So I think that. So I think I don't know how y'all feel, but I kind of feel like smartphones have plateaued, right? Everyone who wants a super nice premium smartphone, this market isn't growing. It's just you sell to the people who already have these devices. If our phones are commodities, then I feel like we need to reinvest in some of the crazy and some of the older ideas for all consumers so that you have a full spectrum of devices. And if any company can come back out with an HTC style, Samsung style slider keyboard, then I'm all for it. Because like I still have my old Windows mobile devices. I have my first Galaxy S, which was the Epic on Sprint, which had a slider keyboard. I mean, there is a lot of practical benefit. And every time I know I'm going to be traveling and I need to have a communications device, I'll bring something else for photos and videos and multimedia. My SIM card goes in the Blackberry because that has been the best communications device of the last year.
I think we were just giving her hell because it was overpriced.
Oh, that's totally but also I mean, like, if you're gonna do something, if you're gonna have like a niche, like that's unfortunately you got to pay the niche tax. Like gaming phones are a very specific line of hardware. You're paying a little bit for a label, but you should demand a certain focus on performance. A Blackberry, you pay a premium for having a Blackberry again, but Blackberry designs their phones around communication and security. So we should expect that to be the focus of the device, not some all-rounder plays games and listens to music and does all of these things well. It's a device with more focus, because that's going to be a more limited run, because you're not going to sell as many, because there's more machining and engineering and QA that has to go into different aspects of that device. That's what you got to pay. But if that's up your alley, then that's the only solution you have. That's it.
I would pay the niche tax because I would want them to do another phone after that.
Exactly, which is why I'm so bummed that the Razer's probably never going to get a follow-up. But hopefully we get more Blackberries.
Well, neither is Catwoman's phone. It's going to be one and done.
Oh, hell no. Look, I'm not the only one that's gonna be buying it. Okay, there are other people out there like me.
It's gonna be like 9 other people.
The whole time. With my bros. Okay,
so you gonna say you got that foldable
out there.
So you gonna say you got that foldable joint? You gonna be foldable joint. You got that foldable joint.
Yes, a much better foldable joint.
Too much work to slide the phone up.
Yeah.
Oh, well, bad. Wait till Apple. Hold on, wait.
Are you going to say that though when Apple does it? Because you know in 3 years Apple will invent the folding phone.
You know what, Juan? In 3 years, you know that's a different story. I'm talking about today. I don't want to fold anything.
Actually, to be perfectly fair, if we're still holding rectangles in 3 years, the same way we are today, I'm gonna be real upset. I want headsets and audio gear and AR. And all that.
Ashley is cringing right now.
Oh God, no. Ew.
Here's the thing: if Apple come out with a foldable phone in 3 years, they're gonna look like dog poo poo because the whole industry gonna be. Listen, I think Apple have to do something like really soon. If you notice,
no, not too much. No.
You look at it because we've seen patents already for a foldable phone for Apple, and I think prematurely they're going to announce it, but it ain't going to come out till 2020. They will announce something this year. Apple will announce something.
I agree with your sentiment, but this is also where I'm with I'm with Ashley here. Like, Apple hasn't been very good of late, really driving where markets should go. And if they keep making just reactionary market moves, then I think that's bad for Apple. And I'm not the biggest fan of Apple, but it's not that I want to see Apple tank. I want them to do well in the market to drive consumer initiatives that are going to make everybody's products better, not just knee-jerk react to the market.
Well, in all fairness, how long did Samsung take to come out with this foldable phone that we've seen years now?
Yeah.
Well,
they waited for the technology to get stolen.
Huawei. Huawei was gonna do it.
But there are so many unanswereds with Huawei and with Samsung. What was the Flex Pi Royale with cheese, whatever it was called? There are so many unanswereds that like this space would be rife. Like you could give me a phone, iPhone SE style. That's like the main way that you open it, and then it flips open like a Motorola Razr. Give me that phone from Apple, and I'm suddenly way more interested in what folding phones might have to offer. Because like it could be like a perfect little square or communicator for most of my sort of daily interactions, and then like I want to watch this video, or I need a little more real estate, and go bloop, and then I have like a 6-inch screen. Like that to me would be so much more valuable or so much more useful than this like.
Wait, so you would want it to be longer instead of wider?
Well, think about it. Like so many of our aspect ratios are over 2:1, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if your phone is already twice as tall as it is skinny, why not fold it in half and give me sort of like a squarer mini mode that I just need to reference something. I just need to look at something real quick. Someone's calling. I want to see who's calling. It fits in my pocket better because it's a little bit smaller. Right. And then I can go bloop when I want a longer and taller smartphone solution. And actually,
so you want it to be like this?
But no.
That's what I'm trying to understand. You want it to be like that or like this?
Like a minute. That's absolutely not what I just said at all.
Juan, I get what you're saying. Like when I think of a flip phone, I totally thought it was like a razor that's gonna flip out.
Exactly. That's exactly what I saw in my mind. I'm like,
you ever saw the Matrix? The Matrix. Neo phone. Neo phone. Remember the Matrix? Remember when he had the phone?
Yeah, I do.
All right, that's Neo phone.
But I mean, I guess if you're trying to describe the hinge, yes, but not with full phones.
Oh, okay.
Something smaller.
But you could take this phone, and if you just made it skinnier across just the borders of the screen, and then you folded this in half, that would be plenty. It would look more like a makeup compact, right?
Okay.
That would be plenty for you to do
Or
just
like,
at a glance stuff. And then
you
you
guys
open
remember
it
the
up when you
Game
want all
Boy?
this.
Wait, would it have a bulge in the back then? Because it would like slide out.
What?
Who said
You know,
slide?
it kind of reminds me of the
like...
Game Boy SP.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, right?
That's a perfectly pocketable form factor that we're completely ignoring.
I got you the Blackberry Priv. The Blackberry Priv. The keyboard when you want it, slide it back up when you don't want it, but it can slide out and it can have a secondary display. Just like the LG V50. They got a case that turns into a screen.
I want to know if Catwoman's been drinking tonight.
Yes, but not alcohol.
Uh-oh.
I've just been having juice.
Juice.
Spiked juice?
No, just regular juice. Maybe my blood sugar is just getting up there. You know?
But did the LG V50 did it right though? You got a foldable display, right? I mean, well, not a foldable display, but you got a display.
We threw up a poll on Newegg, and I was really surprised because I kind of put it up there as a joke. But the Galaxy Fold won with like 40% of the vote. The Mate took like 30%, and then the V50 Snap-on screen got like 18% of the vote.
Really?
So, there's some validity to that, but I like different form factors and I like having different options. I'm tired of everyone trying to push large. It's why I'm also more excited about the S10e than I am the other S10s. Flat front face and it's a smaller form factor. I want a premium small form factor phone. I want another iPhone SE. I want another Xperia compact. And I think like if you're going to give me a folding phone, why not give me something that gives me the best of both worlds? I can have a 6-inch screen when I need it, but most of the time I'm looking at a more, pocketable communicator form factor.
And you know what? BlackBerry.
Is this the one you're talking about?
Yeah, BlackBerry made the biggest mistake. Here is the best phone right here for BlackBerry. Right there. Slide a keyboard, have a big screen. That phone was a 5.7-inch display, 16
It don't got 5 rows though.
But it doesn't matter. It can have 5 rows because they can get rid of the chin. Here's the thing. This was a perfect form factor because slide the keyboard when you want it and take away the keyboard when you don't want it. That is gorgeous. I love that phone. It just had the hot 810 processor in it. It just had that hot
808, but it still ran like
yeah.
Like a dog.
Oh yeah. I love that phone.
Now, but if you ask BlackBerry aficionados, what they all get hyped up about was the Passport.
Right.
Wow. That's why.
Yes.
And you really hit up people that were all about their Blackberries. It's this phone actually still, like if you try and get them used, still costs more than like a used Key One.
Yeah.
Like this form factor was just like peak Blackberry.
but
they don't got 5 rows.
But BlackBerry screwed up. What happened to the second Passport, right? Passport 2. What happened to the Key 2? I mean, not the Key 2, but the Priv, right?
Well, that went down because if you remember, BlackBerry almost shuttered all of their hardware. They were just going to be a business software solutions company. This was shortly after BB10 started, like just for real tanking. Like just people weren't buying these new BBOS 10 phones. So after about a year of that, they sort of shuttered that. So the Priv is the last BlackBerry built phone. And they got a lot right, but they also got a few like real serious things wrong. This idea. That's when they licensed out to TCL. So these new BlackBerries are built by TCL and they license the BlackBerry name, but BlackBerry also does all of the end security and QA testing.
Well, one thing BlackBerry got right is a type of experience, but everything else they got wrong. We had this grand debate before about when I pull out my Key 2 and I try to use it like for my daily driver, it's frustrating. The Key 2 is frustrating because
I mean you're wrong, but okay.
Well, it's frustrating because of the lack of power. Like if and I know we had this guy, we ain't gonna go into it, but I pull out the key too, and I wanted to be great. I wanted to be the device, but I think BlackBerry ought to give us an option instead of going at the battery life. Let's make this for shit and giggles, make a powerful device, and I take the sacrifice of battery life. Screw cameras. I'm not worried about cameras. I'm not worried about battery life. But give us something that when you open it up and you copy and paste it from one app to the next and trying to do some work, business work, it doesn't bog down. That's my biggest problem with the Key 2. That it slows down to a crawl when I'm doing heavy lifting on it. And if it's not made for that, that's fine. But don't market it as a business device, because I could pull out my Note 9 and I could do heavy lifting on it and it doesn't bog down.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's part of the conversation of nuance and compromises, because I mean, what you're describing is getting bogged down. I don't know that I've experienced anything that I would say is outside the realm of a 600 series Snapdragon. In fact, it runs real snappy for that and still supports a ton of features like 4K video recording,
right,
a mid-ranger chipset. So, you know,
wait, so what processor does it come with?
It's 600 series, 630, 660. And the problem is even if you go with an open mind,
the 660 is roughly in the same power league as like a Snapdragon 820, right?
Right.
So, you know, that's relative. So I'm getting the performance of like S7 era hardware with a significant savings on battery. So I can look at an older Note and say, yeah, I mean, the Note's snappier and it's better for multimedia, but I can legit still go 2 days on my BlackBerry. So there have been plenty of clutch times where that extra power in the Note isn't going to help me because it's dead.
Yeah. And one of my biggest issues is that, yes, you get good battery life. Yes, you get a lot of stuff with it. But I think one of my biggest issues, and I talk about this, the numbers roll is big. It's big. The Catwoman talk about it too. And to me, when you pound it out something really fast and you type it on it, that goddamn numbers roll, man. It's like when you got a on-screen keyboard and you got that numbers roll, you get used to it. And most of your devices that you can download the numbers roll, but it's
that's the biggest problem with BlackBerry right now, is that it requires it's unfamiliar. So you won't know if you like this phone until you use it without any other phone for like a month. Right. Now, if you come from like an old school gadget reviewing background like me, like getting back into the flow of using, I mean, look at how many BlackBerries I just pulled out on camera right now. I mean, like I'm kind of in their target demo. So it doesn't take much for me to kind of fall back into those habits, because that's how I got started when an idea of a smartphone didn't even have a touch screen, right? So that's a big problem, because you can't test drive for a month. Like you get to the end of that month and then you have to decide whether or not you like it. And I don't think there's a good education process for BlackBerry. It's not like there are a bunch of BlackBerry kiosks that you can long-term test drive. You're going to try and use it for a week. You're going to hate it if you came from an all touchscreen device and you got used to swiping keyboards or software assisted, like a software number row pops out when you need it. But there are other things too, where after 2 weeks, it's miserable going back to a non-BlackBerry because I don't have keyboard shortcuts anymore. You know, like without looking at the phone on a Key 2, I swipe my thumb across the space bar, the phone unlocks. I slide up one row and I can launch the browser, or I can slide over to the M and I'm calling my wife and I've never looked at the screen. And that's like a fluidity of experience and customization. We care about customization, right? We like Android.
Yeah.
That's a fluidity of experience that you cannot have.
This phone does that.
Well, unless you have keys. You need hardware for that.
Yep.
And I can program every single button on this phone if I want to. So it's those kinds of things. Like, I'm happy to make the compromise. I'm happy to make the horsepower compromise because it legit does things that no other device can replicate. And that's why I think, like,
Yeah, but at the almost $800 price point, oh, that's the whole thing. I look at that the device, the Key 2 is $750, $800. I mean, obviously you can get it cheaper now, but when it first came out, it's $800 price, a $750 price point. That's above the OnePlus. That's above Motorola's. That's above some of the other devices out there. Even if you throw Huawei in there. I mean, that's Huawei flagship prices.
Right. But that's also why we talk about it being the niche tax.
Right.
Again, I mean, it's like the second you say that, it's like, yeah, but those phones don't have hardware keyboards. They don't have capacitive touch keyboards. They don't have the enhanced security platform that BlackBerry brings. If you need that for government or corporate work, you have bring your own device strategy. This is one of the most secure Android solutions that you can't even roll back the software. The whole phone bricks. I mean, like,
right.
You really need those things. But that's also why we say that we start talking about those things like they're deal breakers. You know, like, oh, well, if you really need those things, because no one ever could. Everyone buy a Pixel. You're like, that's like, you know, that's why like the whole tone of gadget reviewing is totally off right now. It's because, like, you know, we can make that there might be an audience of 1,000 people for this phone, but 1,000 people will have the perfect fit phone for them. And that's not to dismiss it. That's to actually embrace and say, like, we need these kinds of solutions. We need these kinds of options. Not, oh, well, average people don't do that with their phones. Probably because a lot of them don't know that they can.
Yeah. But is BlackBerry in a position to sell 1,000 phones though? That's the whole thing. I mean,
because this isn't BlackBerry, because it's TCL licensing BlackBerry. They have a whole portfolio of products. They now have a lower cost solution. The price on the Key 2 has dropped. It's not at that $700 tier anymore. Again, all of these things line up with the way that we should see progress, but people are still talking about it like it's launch week for the Key 2. That's not where we're at now. Things have changed.
So TCL is also doing a foldable phone.
Yeah, right? They've got Dragon Hinge. They made the little, what is it, the Palm, that little companion phone. They've got Alcatel is their sort of low cost entry offering. I mean, like, I'd say TCL is one of those label collectors that people should pay attention to, because behind the scenes, they're actually doing some really interesting things. They're just not being very visible like HTC used to be.
Right. So at the end of the day, I think in 2019, we start to see a shift. We got a huge shift that's going on in 2019. We see high prices, foldable displays, and 5G. We getting primed for 2020. 2020 is going to be the year of devices that's getting primed and ready. So in 2020, there's going to be, we beta testers right now. I keep saying this. I say 2019, we beta testers right now. 5G isn't really out. I mean, price points that they targeting and see if we're going to pay for these phones. It's going to be really interesting on these $2,000 phones. Is the average consumer or is the people going to pay upper tiers of almost $2,000 for the phone? That's going to dictate a whole lot of things in 2020. I think this is a year that they are testing and doing beta testers and a whole lot of things that's going on. Foldable phones, see who gonna buy them and what cost. A lot of different things going to happen in this year. Apple. I keep saying this. I believe that Apple really have to do something different with their product in order to capture the attention. I mean, people right now say, wow, Android looking good right now.
I don't know that so many people are. I mean, oh, I'm sorry, Ashley, go ahead.
I just said I didn't say that, but what I want to know, Eric, is what would you want Apple to do?
Well, Apple is in a hard place. Apple really can't do anything. It's like they can't change the OS because people love the way when they did this the drastic change by getting rid of the home button. That was bad for a lot of people. A lot of people didn't like that, the touch gestures and stuff. So what Apple did, they came up with the iPhone 10, but they came up with the iPhone 8. iPhone 8 because they kept the home button. And that was serious because they wanted to see, okay, we're going to come out with a newer generation phone that was touch gesture, but we giving you the iPhone 8. Apple had to do that just to see where the market's going. But you know what they say? They went all in with the iPhone XS, iPhone XS Max, and stuff like that. So they went all in on no touch screen. I mean, no home button.
Home button, right. You know what? It was hard for me to switch. Actually, when I saw the X come out, I was like, no. Where's the button?
I just if I'm looking at Apple and I'm looking at what the Apple brand represents, they've never been first. They've never had like the pioneering new technology. Any innovations that they claim to have, they've always been the company that comes up later with the real polished consumer-facing version of a geeky raw technology.
Right.
And I almost kind of feel like for Apple to rekindle some of that, the Steve Jobs visionary era of Apple, what I want to see them do is get away from phones. What I want to see them do is define the market for what the post-smartphone world will look like. And the phone becomes the brain in your pocket, and then you've got better car integration and better screen integration and heads-up displays built into glasses or into other panels that you can interact with. And you put your phone down. I mean, like screen time, I think is an example of Apple commenting on how often you pick up your phone, but that's just a nanny service, right? That just nags you. If you take that data and you use that to draft what comes after the phone, I think that's where Apple could do something really disruptive and exciting for the market. If it's just like, oh, well, we're going to make something with thinner bezels, or, oh, we're going to make something that folds. We have the same problems, the same considerations, the same issues, the same ergonomics, just now with a more fragile and more expensive device that we'll have to replace even faster because it's completely unrepairable. If I want Apple to really live up to their thinking differently mantra, then I need them to show us that they can tell us where technology goes next. And that's where I'm concerned that they don't seem to have that kind of visionary leadership. They've got an operations guy at the head of the company.
Right. And the thing I wanted to listen, I want to give a huge shout out to you. I know you got to run.
Yeah, I got to bounce.
Look, everybody in the building already know who you are, but people that don't know who you are, you want to give a few minutes to shout out.
I won't even take a few minutes because I realize I've been kind of running roughshod through a whole bunch of this conversation. And you can catch me around the internet at Some Gadget Guy pretty much everywhere, Twitter and Twitch and Facebook and Instagram and all that fun stuff. And then I also host on Newegg. So if you catch the Newegg YouTube channel, Trisha Hirschberger and I host a whole bunch of their content. We're going to be doing a live stream tomorrow. We're coming back into some live content. We took a brief hiatus to fix up the studio a bit. And we're going to be doing way less of the, here are a bunch of really exciting promo codes on Newegg that you should shop with. And we're doing a whole new series on more community-driven stuff. So doing more viewer polls and interactions and PC builds, and then like bringing that in to talk about rather than just like, and look at all these amazing products.
Hello, my baby. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, I really appreciate it.
I'm sorry I have to bounce. I'm gonna go read a story to my daughter now. So have a good night.
Thank you. Bye. That's what I'm saying about. Yeah, woo, man. All right. So let's get into some more. Look, I want to open up the invitation. We got a few minutes. I want to open up the invitation for any one of you guys that's in the stream that want to join the live stream. Hit me up on Twitter, DM me on Twitter, and I will send you the link. And you guys,
I'll come in and defend Catwoman. They don't have the S10 in their household yet, so y'all can stop coming for her. That was the agreement. Once the phone enters the household, so she does not have to eat the pepper yet. They don't have it.
Yes.
No. But if
go ahead on
the live stream on Saturday, Mr. Catwoman said he is willing to take the ghost pepper for me.
Aww.
So I was trying to figure out if that was the right one, but Kimmy's being all cryptic.
I ain't being cryptic. I couldn't see. I mean, you act like I eat ghost peppers on a regular. I don't.
Well, I don't. Okay, let me bring it back up.
Well, I ain't never had one before.
Yeah, me neither.
Hey, TK, he's saying, how did that work? If she doesn't have the phone yet, then technically she hasn't lost the bet yet.
Okay, he's supposed to be getting it on Saturday.
Ooh.
Is this it? Is this it? Is this the one?
Sure.
It says ghost pepper. And that's the only one I can find on Prime. And I don't even know where to even get a ghost pepper.
Is it going to be only one? Like,
you buying a bag of them bad boys.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll like it. I don't know.
What about the chip? What about the ghost pepper chip?
The ghost pepper chip.
You never seen the spicy chip challenge on YouTube?
No. I don't like spicy.
God. Oh, you gotta watch it. Ooh.
Let me see. Ghost pepper chips.
I would hate to miss it though, but I know I'm not gonna. Depending on what time they stream, I probably won't be available on Saturday.
Oh, this one Pocky?
No, it's like one chip comes in a box. And
the chip
one
challenge.
Chip?
Yeah, the chip challenge. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's that spicy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
People are like,
ghost pepper. I'm all right. Ghost pepper. One chip.
There it is.
There you go. Yep.
Oh. Challenge.
Yeah, but they're really expensive. It's not like
these ones.
No, it's not the whole bag.
What we got there?
They said I'm supposed to get one that has one chip. I don't see it. One chip. This is how.
So I'm putting out the open invitation to everybody. Anybody want to come on?
In all fairness, LeBaron, I had the sriracha. I didn't have the jerk popcorn. I actually gifted that.
Oh wow! Okay.
I wanted other people to try it. I didn't want to be the only person to try it.
LeBaron in the building. Well, you dog man. You like you in the haunted house somewhere.
I'm in the car. I had to bring my son out to my mother-in-law's real quick.
What's going on, bro?
What's good? What's good?
How you loving that S10, man? I know you got yours.
No, I told you. I canceled.
Oh, yes, right. He canceled. He waiting on the fold.
Yeah, you know what? I got caught up in the hype for a brief minute. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hardcore note man, and I said I thought about it. You know what? I saw a Technically T video, and it was like, you know what? Why am I going to get this? And I know I'm going to drop it like a hot rock when the note comes out. And then I'm going to try to get the foldable too. Nah, I'm going to get the foldable and get my note, and I'm going to run with it.
That's a great business decision, actually.
Yeah. I wanted to play the reindeer games, but I'm like, I'm not up to this. I've never kept a S device longer than 2 weeks.
Damn.
So you think so let me ask you a question. Hold on, time out. Let me ask you a question. So you think that the hype is going to die down in a month of the S device? Because it does it every year. The S9 was hype, and all of a sudden, about a month later, they don't even talk about the Galaxy S9 anymore. You think the same thing gonna happen with the 10?
Same thing. It's gonna same thing is gonna happen, and this is the thing, because I hear everybody talking about which is going to be the best-selling device, and I'm looking at it. I think everybody is judging Samsung wrong this year, because Samsung, I want to say they kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit, for the simple fact that if I was going to do what Samsung did this year, I was thinking about this the other day. I would have came out with 2 devices right now, and I would have came out with 2 more devices when I came out with the Note. And I would have broke it up like that. They probably would have played harder with Apple that way. But yeah, everybody's gonna forget about the. Matter of fact, everybody's gonna forget about the Galaxy as soon as the Fold come out. They won't be buying it, but they'll be talking about that.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, the Fold gonna be a big deal, man. I mean, you're gonna see limited videos on it. I mean, a lot of the big boys go get it. But us smaller YouTubers, that's a $2,000 purchase. I don't know. That's a hard thing to get. You might get a few of us might grab it, but you won't see that much coverage of the Galaxy Fold.
The notch
I told
haunts
you what
me.
I'm planning to do. So it'll be a group of the small creators that'll have it.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe a week at a time. But hey.
And here's the thing about the Fold, man. I've been looking at it and I've been thinking about it. I'm like, God damn, it's $2,000. $2,000. You be like, I want it, but it's a lot harder to go online and push that button with your credit card information. It's hard to hit submit. It's hard to hit that submit button, man.
Look, once T-Mobile said that you can lease it, they was going to have it for lease. I was good. I'm not about to sell out $2,000 cash for it. No.
But T-Mobile gonna put all that bloatware on it, man. I got to get that unlocked. I can't put that shit on, man. Like, you know what? But T-Mobile gonna ask you for a low down payment on that phone, man. You gotta put at least $600-700 on that phone. Man.
I mean, I $600-700 is better than $2,000.
Yeah.
I mean, and then I get that jump plan where I can jump out of it, so it just gives me another device to, because I might play nice this year and get an Apple device for the first time in like 3 or 4 years.
Have you been smoking tonight?
Huh?
Have you been smoking tonight? Are you on drugs?
No, it's your fault, Kimmy.
How's it my fault?
You told me about digits.
Oh yeah, digits.
So I got the iPad, right? So I'm like, I might go ahead and rock an iPhone and a Samsung just so that I can better crap on the iPhone.
Here's the kicker, though. To use iMessage and whatnot, if you're using digits, your main SIM has to be an iPhone.
Oh, well, now we got problems. That's disrespectful.
Tanner.
Hey, look, Tanner.
Can't do the note like that.
Hold on a second, Tanner. Hit me up, man, in the what you call it if you want to come on the live stream. Tanner does tech. He just hit me up for the $5 super chat. Hit me up, Tanner. Hit me up, Tanner, in Twitter, man. I'll send you a link. I know Juan was talking about this. I know Ashley talked about it, but I think Apple got to do something this year, man. He's like, well, what Apple going to do? I think Apple got to. I don't give a shit. Listen, Apple got to do something. It's got to be out of the box. They got to think of. I mean, it may alienate some of the iPhone users, but at least it be something fresh. They need something fresh.
I got this cat. I got a buddy of mine, right? And this guy has like been hardcore iPhone team iPhone, right? And he ran into a little hard, in business. He's an entrepreneur. So he had to get a budget Android, right? And he was been flipping out. He been ragging on Android. He been talking about Android. Android ain't nothing. I'm like, man, you can't have $100. No, he had the free Android. The one that they give you for free, the ZTE. And, and I'm like, you cannot judge Android on the base of the base, So he was going on. So just last month, he went to Best Buy, and he was like, man, you was all in the back of my head. So I said, I'm going to get this Note 9 for 14 days, and I'm going to turn it back in. I just got on the phone with him probably about 30 minutes ago, and he's like, man, I don't know what Apple's going to do. Had I known that this existed, I was like, see, now you see what I'm saying.
You heard that, Ashley?
I'm still not changing. I'm with Apple for a reason, because I just can't get past the ecosystem. I don't want to try anything new. It's too late for me. You guys go ahead and just venture off into the sunset. Let me be here.
Look, ain't that a heroin addict? It's too late for me. I can't. God, shoot me up. It's too late for me. Just give me the poison. It's too late for me.
You know what's funny? Like my sister-in-law is here right now, and we were talking about our AirPods dying. And she was like, "We're not gonna buy new ones," and I was like, "But they're gonna come out with new ones." And she was like, "Damn it, you know they got us." I'm like, they do. We don't know why they got us, but they do.
Oh,
and it's a great thing about it. It's about
ready, Johan.
Yeah, get ready, Johan. And it's about you and about 100 million of y'all say the same thing.
Oh, Apple got to make some money back that they lost last year. They're about to bust y'all heads with those AirPods.
Well,
y'all think they're going to be $160?
I was going to ask Ashley, is she going to stick with her same phone? If so, what is she upgrading technology-wise this year?
I'm not ready to upgrade anything. Like, I just got rid of my home button. I need to, slowly move on to new things. Give me time. Let me adjust to this display. Like, I don't want them to change anything. Like, not right now.
But they got to. Apple got to bad.
You know what they gotta do?
Apple's gonna bring back the headphone jack.
What if they change too much? What am I gonna do? Where would I go? What phone am I gonna use?
Go get you some Vaseline and you're gonna be all right.
Vaseline you up real good. They're gonna say, this is the best Apple product. We've been working on this for years. They always do that. We've been working on it for years.
Ashley, what's the most you're gonna pay for these AirPods?
Well, how much are they? Because
the old ones. Look, the old ones were 160, and anytime Apple adds anything to it, they probably gonna charge
200.
Yep, 200.
Tech King on a budget. Tech King on a budget.
200.
Hey, we live, baby. It's hump day, folks. Team.
I would say, as far as the AirPods, I think, you just gonna have to tell Johan that, because I want them.
Everybody put in the stream hashtag 8 hours.
8 hours.
8 hours. Hashtag 8 hours.
Johan. Johan about to get them 8 hours.
8 hours, Johan. Woo! He up there jumping up and down like, yeah, we gotta put the kids to bed for 8 hours. We gotta give them sleeping pills. Look, what that stuff?
Just don't end up with another one now.
Benadryl.
Another one.
No.
Another one.
Hashtag
no
8
babies, no babies.
Put the kids to bed, because it's gonna be hashtag 8 hours, baby. You want this phone? You want it? You want it that bad?
You want these AirPods? Come get these AirPods.
These AirPods.
They're gonna come texting for them.
Did Huawei sue the United States yet?
Yeah, they try to sue the United States because they try to get in. Look, give them the briefcase. Give Trump the briefcase. They drove him, and they're like, we tired of paying.
I was hoping they would have sued them already so that we could have something to talk about, because I want to see them receipts. That's what I want to see. So much tea is going to be spilled up in that courtroom. I want to know, what does the U.S. got against Huawei? I want the mystery to be over.
They want that money.
Competition and money.
Competition and money.
I want to. Ooh, I can't wait. And the daughter that went to jail. She already sued Canada. Like, how dare y'all?
I'm just wondering
extradite me.
why everybody in Huawei go to jail. I mean, all the CEOs, the daughter, everybody go to jail.
They must have something up their sleeve. They're very emboldened right now. I like that. A little wow.
You know what? We go technology. We go bring it out. We go make us some money. But damn, we go to jail for it too.
Yeah, you know, Huawei suing the U.S. just went to my pockets. Like, oh, I'm like, oh, is that how it is now? You a fighter? Let me find out. I like fighters.
Yeah. Well, you know what the bulk of that is about. Huawei is just a representation of China, and right now the U.S. is not in good standings when it comes to trade and everything with China. So Huawei is the biggest thing coming out of China right now.
Yeah. Hold on. Johan just
like
made it.
China.
Johan just made a huge statement. He said Ashley is going to try Samsung. Wow. Whoa.
What?
Wait, should we flip the hashtag to 8 hours on Johan?
Johan, 8 hours.
8 hours, Johan. She might try Samsung for a day.
Eat that cake, Anime.
Yeah. Come on, Anime, eat the cake. Oh, it's gonna be so funny. Now, wait a minute. We got Catwoman got to eat a pepper, right?
No,
Well,
Mr.
the
Catwoman's
phone is
gonna
not
eat
at her
it for
house
him.
yet, right? Y'all don't have a phone yet, do you?
He's picking it up on Saturday.
Oh.
It's at the Best Buy.
Okay, well, we'll warm your throat up, somebody.
That's gonna be funny as fuck.
My husband's from the islands, okay?
I don't know what everybody be making a big deal. The ghost pepper is not that bad.
My mouth does not take any kind of hotness.
So you're saying Mr. Catwoman ain't hot?
No. You'd probably have a disease down there if it was that hot. Yeah, the fuck. Trying to imply, girl. He's cool as a cucumber.
Oh my God, y'all went.
But that was very chivalrous of him to offer to take the pepper.
Wait, who gonna take the pepper?
Mr. Catwoman. He said if you do a live stream on Saturday, he'll take it.
See, I won't be here Saturday. We need something for Wednesday.
Hold on, we gotta do it Wednesday. Hold on, wait a minute.
He's not here Wednesdays.
Well, that means
unless y'all want to wait a couple of months.
Well, you need to do it then.
No, I can't.
Wait a minute. So Mr.
Catwoman.
So Mr. Catwoman taking a bullet for you. He go eat the pepper.
He's getting right in the way, like, I got you, baby. And I'm like,
let's ask the chat.
But the phone is not mine. It's his.
It doesn't matter. You made agreement.
Right. Last week we discussed this, and you said you would eat the pepper if
it came to your
house. I said I was gonna ask him if he would eat the pepper for me.
Yeah, what I'm saying is the bet was lost regardless. It's not your phone, but it's coming to your house.
It's his.
Call ended.
Call ended. Uh-oh.
Hello, FBI.
Yeah, so hold on now. So Johan go, not Johan, but Mr. Cat go eat the pepper. Johan might eat the pepper too.
What? We can go ahead.
Yeah, Johan eat the pepper too. You know?
Yeah, because he's getting an S10 for Ashley.
What?
Well, she said she liked the butthole notch.
Yeah.
Blind spot.
We call it a blind spot. It's a butthole.
Yeah, but hold on. At least that's better than the fucking notch that Apple got. The notch.
To each their own. To each their own.
Hey,
You know what, Catwoman?
Let's go back to this pepper though. Let's go back to this pepper though.
Well, back to the pepper. You know what you should do? If you get the chip, what you could do is you could swap it out for a regular Dorito, and then you can act like it's hot.
See, do you understand how expensive them chips are? They're not cheap.
Oh, really?
How much are they?
Okay, so you can get the bootleg of the chip.
Oh,
and
stop
you
it.
can swap it out.
Just stop. Quick.
So you go eat the pepper. Who go eat the pepper? So Mr. Catwoman go eat the pepper.
Yeah.
So what Johan go eat? Because he gonna lose too, right?
What is he eating the pepper for?
He's getting the S10.
Oh Lord.
He's not. When did he say that? He must be in the other room drinking.
I didn't read that, but he didn't make that.
He said he was getting you a. He said you were getting a Galaxy.
People who said they weren't getting his phone. You and TK. TK said he wasn't covering it on his channel, which he already has, and you said you wasn't.
Oh shit!
Yeah, TK did make a video about the S10, huh?
So I'm lining y'all up. TK said he got peppers now, so he ready.
All right, so wait, TK, I send you the link. TK hit me up. I see you.
But see, here's the thing, though. If TK does the pepper, then Catwoman needs to do the pepper, not Catwoman's husband.
No. It's Mr. Catwoman that's doing it.
You made an agreement, though. Mr. Catwoman didn't make an agreement with us.
Well, he promised me he wasn't going to get it, but then he did get it.
But she's married, so since she's married, she's allowed to put that obligation onto her husband because they are one.
Stop
they
it,
are
Ash.
one.
Stop
it. Oh, y'all crazy as hell. All right, so look, let me ask you a question.
TK done disappeared. Let me.
TK disappeared. I as soon as I told him I was gonna send him the link, he disappeared. All right. Let's talk about this Nokia phone. What y'all thoughts about that? I mean, is it a win or bust?
It's a budget phone, right?
It's about a mid-grade. It's a mid-grade phone.
Well, 845, 6 gigs of RAM is not a big grade phone.
I'm saying if you're going on price.
Yeah, I was talking about price. I wasn't talking about.
Oh yeah, 550.
Because if it's not optimized right, then it could be 12 gigs of RAM and garbage.
Yeah, but I mean, the phone. I mean, look, the pictures I saw of Juan Bagnell posting on those pictures are legit.
The best pictures I've seen.
The best pictures I've seen, and he been posting a lot of pictures on Twitter. And I'm gonna tell you, that's outshining a Pixel. That's outshining any device out there right now with still photos. Now I haven't saw video. But still, for those, that phone is a win.
Yeah, if you're buying a phone just for the camera, I don't think nothing's beating that.
Yeah, so I agree with you. So look, LeBaron, what's going on with Samsung though? I mean, Samsung taking Pro mode away. I mean, what's the deal with that? Like, are they not really focused on cameras anymore? I mean,
but remember, did you see that link that I sent you?
Yeah, I said, yeah. See,
if they're pulling that off, I can understand what they're doing. I got a feeling the Galaxy Note, they're gonna try to stir, shake the world up with that one.
Well, we got to see. I mean, because I'm looking at these S10s, everybody hype over it, but I'm looking at the features that they removed, and I'm like,
But they have to create some type of separation between the Note and the Galaxy. And the only separation that has been up to date is the S10 and the extra lens. But now on the S10, you've already got 4 lenses. You got 3 on the S10 Plus. The 5G has 4 lenses. So,
But let me ask you a question. If you're putting all those cameras on the phone, why are you taking Pro mode away? Because you got the cameras. So when you take Pro mode away,
I don't know. I honestly can't figure it out myself. I think that might be just one of those things that rush into market and just they didn't it's not right yet.
Yeah. Well, just maybe because a lot of smaller YouTubers like myself, I talked about it in my video. The bigger YouTubers don't talk about it. And that's the whole thing. See, they don't watch my channel. But, if MKBHD say, hey, guess what? There's no Pro mode on this Galaxy S10. Then all of a sudden, a week later, you go get an update with Pro mode on it. You know what I'm saying? No.
Yeah.
They go TK. He got his pepper wedding. He said he got to go to the store. He gonna get it. He don't have the peppers with him.
No, he said he already had the peppers, but he said when he went to the store. They don't have nothing to do with the peppers. He said he had the peppers this week already.
Oh, all right, there it is. Yeah, it is. That's good.
I just want to show you guys my favorite notch design.
Yeah. Is that Kim Jong-un?
Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un?
Yeah. From North Korea.
He want that briefcase from Trump. Trump want that briefcase from him. Either one.
Yeah.
They're not seeing eye to eye right now, so.
Yeah.
Does the picture camera, hold on, let's see, Tech Loving Mama. Does the picture camera app on the Samsung have Pro mode? No. It's only for still footage. Tech Loving Mama is gone, bye-bye. That means that for us pros that like to use cell phones to do our camera apps, you can say bye-bye to that. No. What do we think about the Xperia 1? Listen, that's a phone I'm excited about. I'm excited about the 21:9 aspect ratio because the camera's going to be superior on that phone. 4K display on that device.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody got some soft and sultry music playing in the
I know, right? Ready to go to sleep.
We in the elevator.
Oh yeah, elevator. Yeah, hashtag. Let's see. That's dumb. Yeah. Tech Loving Mama. That is dumb that they took Pro mode away from the Galaxy phones. That it begs the question. Okay, are they going to save it? And I talked about this when they put DeX on the Galaxy S8. That was a wrong move because they needed to put it on the Galaxy Note 8. So maybe that all your Pro mode features will be on the Note 10. The Note 10 is supposed to be King Supreme. The Note 10 is supposed to be the separation of the boy and the daddy. The daddy is a Note 10, and the boy is the S10. So the daddy supposed to have.
TK wants a link because he said he got milk. He had to go to the store to get milk.
All right, y'all send him a link. Send TK a link. Send TK a link, and so he can come on here. But when you talk about the S10, the Note 10 is supposed to be come out guns blazing, 4K display, 256 gigs of storage, 6.7-inch display, S Pen. And let me tell you something. Samsung better come out with a premium S Pen. I don't want no camera in my S Pen. Samsung better not give me no camera, no S Pen. I want a premium S Pen. When I pull out my pen, look, I'm telling you, when I pull out that pen, I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. When I pull out that pen, who's your daddy? I'm telling you right now. But I don't like this pen. I don't like this pen cheap. I want an executive pen. I keep talking about this every year. I've been talking about this for 3 years straight. I said, damn, I looked at some of my live streams for 2016, 17. I've been talking about the same shit. I want an executive pen. I want an executive pen. I want a pen. Right. When I pull that pen out, I want that pen to be all chrome, glossy. Pretty.
You better take that plastic stuff.
Yeah, I want this plastic shit.
Oh, the reason why they made it yellow because it's like a pencil.
I don't want that
now.
Wow.
Oh wow!
I just realized that right now.
I don't want. I'm telling you, I want the executive pen. I'm tired of this, man. Give us an option of a premium pen. I want when I pull my pen out, it feels heavy. I don't want that light shit. I want a heavy pen. I want a nice chromed out executive
Y'all are
pen.
killing me.
When I pull that
to
pen
make
out,
some guns with the pen.
no, I want a pen. Think about this. This pen look cheap. It feels cheap. It's light cheap. It's cheap. Cheaply made. Everything about this pen is fucking cheap. I'm telling you,
you gotta realize they can't pack that stuff. Like last year's, the pen for the Note 9 is actually, it feels cheesier than the Note 8. But you gotta make it hollow in order to put the Bluetooth, the battery. The more you putting in it, the more flimsy the pen is gonna become.
Well, hell, they already go charge us $1,500 for the Note 10. Just go on and give us a premium pen. You know? And that's what that's the whole thing, man. I'm looking at. I keep saying this over and over and over. The biggest thing with the Note lineup is the S Pen. And look, don't get me wrong. Have you guys ever looked at a LG Stylo pen? It's a all metal chromed out pen. It's skinny, small, but it is a premium. I ain't gonna say premium. But it looks like a crackhead premium pen. A crackhead premium pen. But it's all chromed out.
It don't do nothing though.
Huh?
Do nothing though. They built no functionality around that pen.
Yeah, but at least they can make it thicker and they can do something with the pen and they already got the good chromed out, you know what I'm saying? I mean, goddamn. I don't know.
Hey, I look. I'll take a better pen, but as long as it doesn't get worse than what it is.
Somebody say SD. I can't pronounce the name. SD. I'm gonna call them SD. In their Note 9 Pro laptops, that comes with a full on S Pen, which work on the Note, and that's what I'm talking about. If you look at the Tab S4, that pen look good, man. That's a nice big old pen. It looks good. It feels a little good, and it's kind of heavy. I mean, obviously they can't put it in the thing, but I look at it that Samsung could give us a premium pen. Think about it. It's a Note, for Christ's sakes, right? I mean, they want you to write on the phone. It's supposed to be an executive device, supposed to be the best of the best. They're going to give us all the high-end premium specs. But the pen, you pull out a pen, you're looking at a 10-cent pen compared to a $1,000 phone. It doesn't match. The pen doesn't match the device, right? People can say what they want. The pen doesn't match the phone. You got a $1,000 phone with a $2 pen. And that's how I look at it. Like, it's a $1,000 phone with a $2 pen.
Yeah, see, I think we talking about first world problems now, though. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, as long as they putting the tech inside the phone, they upgrade. Me personally, they can take the front-facing camera off. To me, it's totally useless. Who needs it?
Front camera?
I don't do. I mean, me personally, I don't need it.
Yeah, but
the front camera just.
Yeah, but I mean, they can have all the usual suspects, but what separates the boys from the men is the S Pen software. It's the stylus. I mean, it's like, okay, we're gonna give you a color, but it's still gonna be cheap. I mean, we already gonna pay over $1,000 for this phone. I mean, come on, give me a break here. Give me a premium pen. I'm all in on the Note, but give me a premium pen. Every time I do a Note video, I pull out the pen. I always talk about who's your daddy and all that stuff like that. It just makes me feel some kind of way that when I pull out the pen and I talk shit about my Galaxy Note, and I'm like, God, this is a suck-ass pen. Like, the pen suck. It does.
Right.
So answer me this.
I got you.
Can we schedule Catwoman and TK for next week for Peppers? That way we can just have everybody come on next week and.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. Yeah, we sure can. We could do the pepper challenge next Wednesday. Everybody be hyped for that.
Yeah.
And we get Johan on here too. He could do a pepper. I'll do a fucking pepper. I'll go get some ghost pepper.
Oh, all right. Y'all go ahead.
They're not that hot. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I think it's all in y'all head. I don't think it's that bad.
It's not.
Well, at the end of the day,
I have to say that sriracha and garlic popcorn that I was trying to save for my girls, it lit my ass up that night. They were lighting you up on the stream, talking junk about the Mate X.
yeah,
I was choking. Yeah. But it was so good.
So it's settled. And look, TK said you want to get me on the stream so we could be trending on YouTube. Yeah, we could trend on YouTube. I would put in the title, Ghost Pepper Challenge.
Yeah,
fuck it. Language. Oops. Yeah, Ghost Pepper Challenge, right?
Yeah.
We want it trending on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'll film Mr. Catwoman and then bring the footage.
No.
He said, I'm a film Mr. Catwoman.
I see you, Kimmy.
Let me see.
I see you so eager to just hurt me, Kimmy. What I do to you?
I love you. I know you can handle this. You're a big girl.
I'll tell you right now, I cannot handle it.
Come on now.
It's all right. Eric is taking the ghost pepper for me.
I'm gonna take the ghost pepper. So it's
he say for you.
Yeah, he's taking it for me.
Next Wednesday, we're gonna do the ghost pepper challenge. All right, and I got alcohol, so I don't drink milk.
That's gonna make it worse.
That'll make it worse.
Some milk.
Just put a soda on there. Why not?
I don't know how I'm gonna do it because I don't drink milk, and so I got alcohol. Maybe beer.
What?
Maybe beer.
No.
Dairy. Get some yogurt. Get yogurt.
You're gonna make a gasoline fire in your stomach.
Ice.
Ice ain't gonna do nothing. Ice ain't gonna do nothing but light you up. You gotta get something that's gonna coat.
Yeah, I'm scared for the fire extinguisher in your stomach.
Ooh, go ahead and bring the ice, Eric. Ice water. Go ahead.
Wow.
Ice water ain't gonna do shit.
Well, it's going.
Did y'all just say have a papper challenge? What's a papper?
A pamper.
P-A-P-P-E-R.
Pamper challenge.
Okay,
yeah.
let's have a papper challenge.
You got
even Johan taking the
Huggies
challenges. He ready for that 8 hours. Pamper challenge.
You go ahead, babe. I'll be right here supporting you.
That's gonna be your booty hole. 8 hours.
I'll make sure the bathroom has all the TP in there.
Don't light a match.
He said, "Yo,
all right, so it's settled. We got Johan, we got TK, LeBaron. You down?
Hey, no problem.
Hold on.
Hey, you said yeah?
Hey,
awesome.
No nuts, no glory, man.
Hey, I look. It's nothing but a ghost pepper. It's easy business.
All right, so we got me, Johan, LeBaron. That's 3, and TK. 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on,
man.
Catwoman. 5.
No, number 5. No. Can I have a papper, please? Can I take a papper?
You don't want a pepper, you want a papper.
Can I have a papper? A piece of paper shaped like a pepper?
But you know who you have to thank for this, right? The whole concept of this was thought up by TK.
It was.
If you
Is that who is to blame?
yes.
You motherfucker. Oh my God. My butthole hates you so much right now.
She's got an angry anal gland. But either way.
Yeah. You know how you can be hangry? Angry? I'm angry.
I am not driving the bus. All I'm doing is making people stick to their word. That's all.
Well, I'm a liar. I'm a motherfucking liar. Call me Jussie Smollett now. From now on. That's my motherfucking name, y'all.
Okay, Donald Trump. What I'm saying is. See, somebody get you a tiny one. We didn't put regulation on size.
Wait, isn't it the smaller the hotter?
So I could like cut a piece?
No, we didn't say that.
Come on, man. I'll take a piece.
Size matters.
Dip in ranch. Put some ranch on it. Just take it.
Just don't eat the seeds.
Yeah, you
If you don't eat the seeds, you're good.
All right, so look, check this out. We got Bixby ready. Oh crap! You got that crappy Bixby.
Actually, Bixby's gonna be back.
You got
Bonquisha?
Yeah, Bonquisha.
No, I'm gonna hold on. I think we got Arnold.
Oh hell!
Oh Lord!
Hey,
we got Arnold. We're right at the top of the hour.
Wait, you guys want a lady or you guys want a man?
Well, give us a lady.
Lady.
No, give us a lady this time.
Bring on the big.
Yeah, bring on the little bit night. And go from there. I mean, look, I want to give a huge shout out to Wine and also LeBaron for joining the show. I really do appreciate it, man. It's always nice to have different flavor. We have some fun on here every Wednesday night. This is the only night of the week where 2 hours you could come on and have some fun. We could talk about tech and everything in between. And
Johan got a good idea. If we could find like a lady man, that'd be awesome too.
A lady with a British accent.
Yeah.
I said a lady man. I ain't say a lady with a British accent.
Lady man.
Yeah, that sounds like a lady man.
Oh, I like British accent. You gonna be disrespecting my people.
Hey. It's not disrespectful to be a lady man.
How you take a whole group of people though and make them all lady men?
So before we hit the lady man, Ashley, when you gonna drop a video? Ashley, when you gonna drop a video? It'll be like 6 weeks.
What?
You dropped a video?
Yes. Where you
been? Hey, you ain't hit me up in the Twitter.
It was a whole 18 minutes.
Go ahead and dig your hole.
18 minutes.
Yes.
Okay.
You made up for it.
I've been
sure did.
Look, I've been
talking too much.
Hey, it's been S10 coverage.
You better be glad you volunteered to take the cover because you
it's been S10 coverage all week. I'm sorry, y'all. It's been S10 coverage all week. I haven't had a chance to look at nobody's videos. It's been S10 coverage. Yeah.
Now you have to do 2 peppers.
Oh
shit. Why? I gotta thinking about it. I'm actually gonna shoot a video tonight, so I gotta get to it after I go shoot my video tonight.
Y'all ready for Rachel?
Yeah, Rachel.
Shit.
Okay, here we go.
Viper, Lee Baron Burton, Luke Muttug, Eddie
Wait, why did it do that? It just started in the middle.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Viper.
Wait, why does it start in the middle? Stop
it! Easy Computer Solutions, Tech Valor, Scrumptious Kaimi, Ashley Morgan, Some Gadget Guy, Slorots, Genesis, Total Tech, Don Braff, Spur for Life, Gene Michael, It's Clips, Van TUC, Sean Vega-Valace, Johan Brown, 10-Minute Tech Reviews, Tech for Your Needs, Ronald Sims, Big House Productions, Frankfurt, Titrex 966, Icharatki, Sin City, Antonio Gomez Banielos, Mark Smith, Carlton Brown, Dexter Cumberbatch, Anonymous, Spectacular Gadgets, Spermy 36, Ray, Hi Amish, Ronald J. Fiesta, Art Dog, Mario Ortega, Alpha Ray Karma, Gary Skaggs, Felipe Plaza, Tanner Does Tech, Tech Leuven Moma, Viper, Baron Burton, Luke Matug, Edin Classic, Chingana Budget, Miguel Angel and Syra, DJ Sabri, Eric Drummond, Mr. Kama, Chingana Budget, Segarajai, Savage Scientist.
I like her.
Didn't she sound like a lady, man?
I like her. I like her. You know, you should try to get Jarvis.
I should. But Bixby's gonna come back next week because since Mr. Catwoman is gonna be getting the S10, he is going to give me his S8 that still has Bixby voice on it. So she will be back next week. I don't want to hear anybody complain about her voice, okay? And the way she pronounces things. She's the best we got.
Bixby sounds a whole lot better than that. Yes, I like everybody was shitting on Bixby, but now everybody like Bixby.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
All right. Well,
I still don't like her or Siri. They both bitches.
All right, y'all. So another episode of Wired Wednesday is in the books. Oh my God. What, 2 years now? A year? I don't know. Are we coming up on our anniversary soon? I don't know.
We just passed our anniversary.
Oh.
It was in October.
And also, I am coming up on 30,000 subscribers. Oh my God, the channel has been doing very good. God, I looked at it, it's like 28, 9, 10 or something. So thank y'all very much. Oh my God, I can't believe that I've came a long way. I never would think that I'd be at 30,000 subscribers. I thought I'd still be at like 200, 300 subscribers. I had really low expectations. So I'm like, you know what? I'd be at about 1,000 subscribers a year because I know how hard subscribers are. So I'm like, okay, I'm 4 years in. I'm like, okay, I'll be at 4,000 subscribers. And I'm almost at 30,000 subscribers. Oh my God. Thank you very much. Woo! Yes. So
lowered expectations. Y'all remember that from Mad TV? That was a shit.
Oh man, 30,000 subscribers. It goes to show you how hard subscribers are to get. I really do appreciate that, and I might, if I hit 30,000 subscribers tomorrow, which is Thursday, I might do a live stream. I don't know. If I hit whenever I hit 30,000 subscribers, I'm gonna do a quick live stream with like, thank you very, very much. You know, I really do appreciate that. 30,000 subscribers, it is a big deal for me because early congratulations and continued success. Thank you. And I'm close, very close. So my next goal is 50,000 by the end of this year. So that's almost 20,000 subscribers before December. So hopefully I will hit that, and I will work hard. And I've been dropping videos every day. And so thank y'all very much. I really do appreciate it. Go watch Ashley's video because I'm about to go watch that video right now. Thank
you be back and you bark. You in the doghouse.
Yeah, so we'll do the ghost peppers and everything.
Next week. It's pepper time.
It's pepper time. Wait, hey, isn't this song like salt and pepper? Push your salt and peppers here. Right? Push it, salt and pepper.
Wednesday the 13th.
Oh, it's the 13th? Oh. Wednesday the 13th, we go to the pepper challenge. Thank y'all guys very much. And we go see y'all guys next week. Later, right? That's how we do it. Thank you, man.
Good people.
All right.